What is going on, YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, I just want to talk about 100 Thieves, and this is probably going to piss some people off. There's probably going to be, some Germ special, embarrassingly bad takes, whatever you want to call it. And this is all weird because I like 100 Thieves. You guys have seen, I have the 100 Thieves jersey. I have a 100 Thieves jersey hanging up here. Overall, I think they're a cool team. I think they're an interesting team. I like a lot of their players. You know, FBI at his best is one of my favorite players in the LCS to watch. I think the team's interesting. I like a lot of what they do. But I have been saying all the way back to last year, into the offseason, into this year, that I haven't liked a lot of the things they've been doing. I think they are pretty greatly overrated overall. And I just want to talk about what I think is kind of like bad news, bad signs, why I think overall 100 Thieves are in trouble during the 2022 season. And there's a lot to talk about, and I really have a lot of different feelings. I'm going to try and, give a little blurb for each one in this video. But bear with me. Some of the stuff you're definitely going to disagree with, and that's fine. Definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate that a ton. And subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Help us run those numbers up. That'd be absolutely awesome. You don't have to agree with everything I say. You don't have to like everything I say. But we'll have some opinion pieces. We'll have some news. We'll have some stories. We'll cover some stuff. We'll cover drama. We do a little bit of everything, but we try our best to keep you guys up to date on everything that's going on. So yeah, let's get right into this one. So, talking about 100 Thieves. I've been saying since last year, I know that's one of my hottest takes that nobody really likes to hear. I hate the current double elimination format in the playoffs of the fact that a team comes from the winner's bracket, goes all the way to finals, and then they lose finals to a team that came from the loser's bracket. Each team then has a single loss, yet the team from the loser's bracket is declared the champion. That's not double elimination. That's kind of double elimination, and it's double elimination for everybody except the team that came from the winner's bracket. Now, yes, they didn't have to play extra games in the loser's bracket, and yes, they maybe even get side selection in the finals, but the fact that they don't make you beat that team twice, and the fact that they don't even give you an extra game or anything is weird. The fact that Team Liquid beat 100 Thieves, and then 100 Thieves came back and beat Team Liquid. The teams were 1-1 against each other, and some people will say, oh, well, TL 3-2'd and 100 Thieves 3-0'd. Who cares? You won one series and you won one series. And if it would have happened the other way around, if TL would have won 3-0 and then 100 Thieves would have won 3-2 the second time, 100 Thieves still would have been the winner. So that argument makes so little sense to me. And I just see that 100 Thieves championship with a big asterisk. And I see any championship with the team coming from the loser's bracket with a big asterisk, were they really the best team? Did they really win? Did they really win a double elimination tournament where some teams got double elimination, some didn't? So, come at it from that angle. I already think, 100 Thieves wasn't clearly the LCS's best team last year. I don't think they're the defending, yes, they did win the title. Yes, they are the defending LCS champions, but I don't see them as a scary LCS team. I think overall they're probably one of the weaker teams to win the LCS title in quite some time. I mean, I don't know. I know there was some bad the team that went 0-6 at Worlds for TSM, that was probably one of the weakest teams ever, if not the weakest team to ever win the championship. But I don't see this 100 Thieves near 2016 TSM or near the C9 team that didn't get to go to MSI or any of the great TL teams. This 100 Thieves team was just kind of meh. So yes, they're the defending champions, but I feel like I'm not putting them on the pedestal just right off the bat. Then, this team is also returning the same lineup from last year. That lineup that I already thought was, pretty good. They've done some impressive things. They're obviously a good team. They went to Worlds and won 3 games. They almost got out of groups. They're a good team. But I have some questions about their groups at Worlds, too. They got 2 free wins from one of the weakest teams of the tournament against the 2 good teams. They went a combined 1-3. I think 100 Thieves had the least impressive Worlds performance out of C9, TL, and 100 Thieves. And yeah, I was just never too impressed with them last year. And then they're bringing back that exact same roster. And this is something that I was telling you guys during the offseason as well. Look at the history of League of Legends. Hardly ever do teams run back the exact same roster. It almost never happens. Maybe I'm missing some examples, but if you guys think back to a lot of the examples out there, some of the only times that teams run back the exact same lineup and then do better in subsequent years is usually with developmental rosters. You know, I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure Damwon Gaming might have ran back the same roster one year, like the year where they lost to G2 in the quarterfinals. I think they then ran back the same team the next year and, you know, did amazingly, obviously. You know, Damwon was Damwon. But that was a young team. That was a developing team. Those were mostly rookies, and they were actually more comfortable and more cracked and stuff the next year. Hardly ever do veteran teams run back the exact same lineup the next year. And when they do, how often do they do better? You know, I'm thinking 2016 to 2017 TSM, obviously Doublelift sat out a split, but eventually by summer they got back the same team. They didn't do better the next year. They weren't like scarier the next year. They didn't do better at Worlds the next year. G2 won MSI and then made it to the World Final. Then, you know, they only made it to World Semis the next year. They didn't improve. They didn't get better the next year. You know, it's like, and that's just a couple examples. But like I said, there's not a ton of examples. And there's a reason why teams almost never run back the same lineups, because you see why your team failed, and then you try and get better in the offseason. But also, when you win the title like 100 Thieves did, you're the team with the mark on your back. You're the team that everyone's trying to beat. You're the team that everyone in the offseason is looking to take down in the LCS, and they're looking to, you know, pass you up. So if other teams are improving, at least theoretically in the offseason, and you're staying the same, well, hopefully your players develop. Hopefully your team gets better. And was that what we were expecting with 100 Thieves? Like, no, not exactly. But anyway, I digress. I hate the idea of running back the same lineup. I think they should have been looking to improve, especially considering they didn't even make it out of groups at Worlds. Like, I know 100 Thieves said they really, really value continuity and synergy and all this stuff. But, like, again, I don't think the history of League of Legends tells you that that's a good idea. I think you're not going off anything. I think you're just kind of pulling that out of your ass and saying, hey, we value that a lot. Well, why? You know, whatever. And I think we're kind of seeing, at least so far, maybe it's not so great. You also have the fact that 100 Thieves at their best is very, very impressive. Closer, what he did in the playoffs last year was so impressive. Closer looked like an absolute monster. But I don't think you should ever judge a player by their best or their worst. Like that playoffs Closer, everyone was saying, oh, this guy should have won MVP. Oh, this guy's like the best player in the LCS. Oh, this guy's sick, blah, blah. That's him in form. That's him in like crazy form. That's him probably playing some of the best League of Legends of his career. But that's not what we saw most of the year from him. That's not what we've seen most of the season this year. Closer at his best is insane. He's cracked, but that's not what you get most of the time. Abbedagge, he's a guy who was a middle-of-the-pack mid laner in the LEC, and I know people want to say, oh, the LCS sucks, and the LEC is so much better, and especially the mid lane pool, yada, yada. Like, the LCS mid lane pool was pretty solid last year. We had some of those top LEC mid laners. We had Perks, we had Jizuke, we had Jensen, we had Power of Evil. These are all guys who have been good in Europe before, or are solid European mid laners. And then Abbedagge is just going to come over and dominate, and at times he was good. At times he was not good, but people coming into this year were trying to tell me that Abbedagge is better than Bjergsen and he's going to be the best mid laner in the LCS, yada, yada. Like, hold up. Abbedagge was above average, middle of the pack mid laner in the LEC. He was never really considered top 3, top 2, anything like that. Hey, when he comes over to the LCS, on average, he's probably going to be a middle of the pack, a little bit above average mid laner as well. There's just so many weird things going on with this team right now, and you know, I don't think they've been that impressive this season. Like, when you take a look at some of their wins, they've lost 4 out of their last 6 games. Their 2 wins are CLG and TSM. Those are literally the bottom 2 teams in the league. Lost to Dignitas, lost to Liquid, lost to Cloud9, lost to FlyQuest. They do have wins over Golden Guardians and Immortals, but, you know, those aren't that impressive of wins to me as well. Those are games that you absolutely should be winning. They beat Evil Geniuses, where Evil Geniuses started the season really, really slow. Now, I think Evil Geniuses is a good team. I think this is probably 100 Thieves' best win of the season. That's great. I'm glad they beat them. But again, Evil Geniuses right now is playing better than they were at the beginning of the season. And then 100 Thieves also beat Team Liquid without CoreJJ. Now, hey, Team Liquid without CoreJJ is still a very, very solid team. But Team Liquid's going to have CoreJJ the rest of the season. So, like, 100 Thieves right now, if you look at the LCS standings, they are 6-5. But but their wins, at least to me, are not that impressive. And even without those impressive wins, this is playing against Evil Geniuses, really not playing at their best, out of form, and Team Liquid without Core JJ. Who knows how it'll go the second time around. The second time around, they've already lost to Team Liquid with Core JJ so far. But even with all this, they're still a game behind FlyQuest and 3 games behind Liquid and Cloud9. With 7 games left to play, that's kind of tough. And like I said, EG's kind of picking it up. They just lost to Dignitas. Overall, I don't think 100 Thieves is insane, and I think they're almost in a spot where they're going to be at risk of maybe not even making it to Worlds after being the defending LCS champions or whatever, and that would be kind of crazy. I mean, like I said, Liquid and Cloud9 seem like the 2 best teams in the LCS for sure. Who's third? FlyQuest? Is it 100 Thieves? Is it EG? Is it Dignitas some weeks? I don't exactly know, but I do think EG is going to kind of be scaling up and ramping up as the season goes on. We also had the fact that 100 Thieves, value synergy. They're bringing back the same lineup, whatever. So they were supposed to be better in the spring split. Right now, everyone else is still gaining synergy, figuring out how to play together, trying to scale up, trying to ramp up, trying to learn how to play as a team. 100 Thieves should already have that. Spring split is supposed to be their time where they are at a major advantage. That advantage is going to deteriorate over the course of spring split into the spring playoffs, and by the time summer split and summer playoffs comes around, that's not going to be an advantage at all. So if they're already struggling right now, if they're already not performing as a top 2 or 3 team right now, I really don't think that bodes well. Then you also have the Tenacity situation where, hey, they wanted to go with the 6-man roster. They have their academy team's really, really good. They've done an awesome job finding young talent and developing them. They want to start giving Tenacity an opportunity, yet here we are, 11 games into the season, plus lock-in, and Tenacity's played 1 game? It seems like a disaster. Overall, I'm just not happy with what's going on at 100 Thieves. I think they've been overrated. I think they kind of overrate themselves. I think the fans overrate them. I think the fans overrate their players. I'm not as high on Closer as most people in the fans are. I'm not as high on Abbedagge as most people and some of the fans are. I don't think that Huhi is not replaceable. I don't think that Abbedagge is not replaceable. I don't think Closer is not replaceable. I don't think Ssumday is not replaceable. Like I said, I think FBI is great. He's one of my favorite players. But a team trying to be great and trying to be good, the offseason is when you get better. The offseason, you've got to be looking to make aggressive moves. That's what I hated about TSM's offseason. That's what I didn't like about 100 Thieves offseason. And so far, they really haven't been performing. You look at the teams who went out and made moves, TL, C9, FlyQuest even, they're above them right now. And obviously, we'll see how things go. But man, I just think in so many different directions, in so many different ways, things are looking really, really rough for 100 Thieves right now. And yeah, Abbedagge was a good pickup last year. He was obviously an improvement over Ryoma or whatever the heck else they had going on in the mid lane. And he took him to the next level. But man, he has been slumping so far in the spring split. And hey, spring split regular season at the end of the day doesn't matter that much. It's going to matter what they do in playoffs. But yeah, right now, I don't think there's a whole lot to be confident about in 100 Thieves. And I think they should at least start considering some changes between spring and summer if they actually want to be a good team, not only this season but into the future as well. Because yeah, this team, it's a bunch of veterans. They're not getting any younger. They're not really developing any further individually. They need to work on some stuff, and we'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to get my whole 100 Thieves rant out there because I have a bunch of individual hot takes with 100 Thieves, and I think when you culminate them all together, it's why you have a 6-5 team right now. And I think honestly their record is probably better than they've been playing. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about 100 Thieves or any of the takes I had in this video. Like I said, some of the stuff you're going to agree with. Some of the stuff maybe you never thought about and it's opening your eyes. And some of the stuff you're just going to straight up disagree with. And that's fine. You don't have to shit on me. You don't have to shit on the takes. You can just give me your opinion. That's totally fine too. And we can both just share our opinions and discuss some stuff. That'd be awesome. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.